Hey everybody, it's time for another weekly update. So I'm actually recording this one early since I'm going to be gone during this week. But I wanted to show you, we did take delivery of our new milling machine. So I'll show you a quick bit of that, and I'll cut in after the end of the video and some talking, a time lapse of it getting rigged in. So we actually had the machine get delivered, and then some riggers came with a larger forklift than what I've got, and we're able to move it in. We had to use a combination of skates and the forklift to get it into position, but it took about an hour or so. It was pretty expensive to get it moved in by professional riggers, but as compared to me running a forklift, the riggers are insured, so if they drop the machine, then it's their problem, versus if I drop the machine when I run a forklift, I'm still making payments on a broken machine, which wouldn't be a good thing at all. So I guess without further ado, I'll go ahead and flip it around and show you the machine. So here it is. It's quite a bit bigger than the old one. Weighs several times as much for sure, and takes up a lot more floor space. So if we look inside, there's the tool changer. It's an umbrella style 20 tool changer. And then the spindle's still bolted down. And you can see there's a coating of blue rust preventative on everything right now. Up there in the corner is the receiver for the tool probe and spindle probe to measure my tools and work pieces automatically. The door is actually not much bigger. In fact, it may even be smaller than the opening on the Tormach, though this is a much bigger machine. There you can see me. And the table is a lot higher than I expected. I had heard that the tables on these are pretty high, but it's right about belly button level for me where this threshold for the door is. So we'll be putting two big Curt DX6 vices on this. The control is a built-in control instead of, like on the Tormach, a PC-based control. So it swings over so you can use it when you're operating. You've got all the buttons here, a little jog wheel, and just a second we'll take the protective coating off that. And going around to the side of the machine here, this is the lubrication and air area, so it distributes air to everything. The chip auger chute is there. The chip auger is right here to remove the chips out of the machine as it's cutting. And you can see there are chips from the test cut at the factory. They're quite a bit bigger than what I was able to do on the Tormach. And then around back, I was getting the power cable run into the machine. But you can see all the electrical bits in here. There's where the power is going to go into the main breaker. The coolant sump is under the machine. That motor on the right is for the chip auger. But you can see just how big this casting is. It's really quite heavy. So I'm really excited for this machine to get going. But since I had to take this trip in between, I'm gonna have everything arranged for the first 2 days after I'm back to have my coolant rep up here and get the coolant filled, the Haas technician up here, and we'll get the machine commissioned and turned on. I can't even apply power to the machine. That all has to be done by a technician, and they'll calibrate my tool probe and everything else as well. And then we'll be ready to start making parts. I purchased a day of training with an application engineer who's going to come up and help me on some of my parts. I will actually make them new and better programs that work with this machine compared to the Tormach. So I'm really looking forward to that. And so it's always a nice moment when you get a new piece of electronics, when you're taking the screen protector off. So there we go, it's gone. It's really dry right now, so there's a lot of static in the air, discharge there. I haven't used a Haas control panel before. I've taken their training that they've got and watched all their tip of the days and that kind of thing. I'm a little surprised it's not it's squishy. It's not a clicky type keyboard, so it must be a membrane keyboard under there. But these let you, enter alphanumeric data. These function keys let you do things like enter graphics mode, or the handle jog to let you use this little wheel to move the machine in different axes. Chip conveyors, coolant, all of that kind of stuff is over here, or at least for the P-Cool. The master coolant switch is right there. So overall, like I said, just really excited to get this machine commissioned, start making parts on it. I've got a few jobs that need to be done pretty much immediately, and that's great. We're also going to try to commission the lathe roughly the same time. It's been powered up, but we haven't had time to make parts. And I was also waiting until this machine was positioned so we knew exactly how much space we would have for things like the bar feeder. But now that that's all kind of set, I think we're in pretty good shape. So I will, while I'm gone, be ordering the rest of the tooling that I need, mostly there already, but be getting some tooling for the lathe as well, so we can start making parts on both when I return. One last thing is I got these little tool chests on sale at Lowe's. They're pretty cheap tool chests, but they were under $100. And I've been getting my tooling organized. So these are actually 3D printed bins. I thought 3D printing stuff like this was kind of crazy when you could just go buy it. But let me tell you, the price for these are kind of like the Schaller bins. They're pretty expensive. And I already have the 3D printer. Filament's pretty cheap. I don't have a lot of jobs running on it right now, so that's fine. It's mostly sitting idle. And you can do some nice things like make these stackable with that lip. They're not stacked in here right now, but I've been printing a bunch of those in my spare time to get all the tooling organized. I need to figure out a better way to do that, and some way to get this into my inventory control system as well. My inventory system is sort of growing to do bill of materials management, starting to be able to make POs. So I almost ended up writing my own ERP system, very basic ERP system. But that'll be an ongoing project for years, I'm sure, that will, like all projects like that, accumulate technical debt. And I've already showed you the cutters that are going to go into this. So that's really most of the update. While I'm gone, we've got our intern who's working hard, making more wire racks and doing some work on the laser. We've learned a lot about the focus on the laser and the depth of the laser, and I did a mirror alignment that helped a lot. So now we're getting really supreme quality product out of the laser, and we'll definitely be showing some of that in the future as well. So that's it for this weekly update. Hopefully next week I will have been back, and we should have this machine commissioned, and if we're lucky, be making some chips. So thanks, and I'll see you then.